And I'll actually have you turn it on and whatnot in a minute. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back. Just testing some audio right now. Okay, play a little.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
And then pause it again.
We are back.
All right.
Testing some audio right now. Okay, play a little. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And then pause it again. We are back.
We're good. Welcome back for the 15th episode of Sean Dietrich Draws, and that guy does something.
That guy does something
in the background.
Hopefully not something
Hopefully not something
lewd.
illegal or lewd, unless I'm getting a cut. Excellent. Oh, the Jub went live as well. All right, we are here. Last night I had a rerun because I had some other commissions, let's say, to work on, but I also worked on the MG42 machine gun way too fast, so I knocked that out in one night. I'm very proud that I'm able to get that much work done in that amount of time, but at the same time, I didn't have anything prepared, so screw you. You get a rerun. And let me try and find my ruler here. I just had it. Oh, it's hiding behind my iPad. Here we go. Okay, just to start off, if you're tuning into this as an archived stream, basically, over the last couple of weeks, I've been working on conceptual paintings for a big commission that's going to be 6 feet by 4 feet on canvas, commemorating my buddy's grandfather who fought in World War II, stormed Normandy, fought the Battle of Saint-Lô, blah, 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 on and on with the 115th. It did some incredible, I mean, they were at the forefront of it all. So I started by doing a landing craft, which was a whale. I'm basically taking all the vehicles and animalizing them. So we finished up the whale. That is, I think you can see it back there. Probably not very well, but it's hanging out back there. And then we went ahead and did a 30 caliber machine gun Mosquitoes and a landing craft, which was a whale. Then we did a MG42 machine gun Mosquito, which was a really fun project. I actually just dropped that off at the photographers today. But if you head over to my Instagram, @SeanDietrich, you will see the finished version of both the Mosquito MG42 machine gun and the whale, landing craft whale. I keep wanting to call it World of Whalecraft, just to be a dick. But tonight, we are going to start on the Sherman tank Centipede. I did this original sketch, and I kind of thought, okay, how do I want to position it or whatever? And I thought, man, that almost has that real kind of H.R. Giger feel to it, where it's kind of just like almost like a hieroglyphic positioning. So I'm actually going to stick with this. So what we're basically going to do is put this here, the tank. We'll get some more detail going on the machine gun and the turret and whatnot. Get the teeth and the tongue hanging down. We'll bring this down, maybe even elongate this a little bit, drop his arms in, and then have his tongue come down a little more. And then around the edges, I'm actually going to frame it in with like maybe some like twigs coming down, and I want to simulate kind of a hedgerow down here, and then put like maybe a little barbed wire poking up here, and then up here maybe some street signs that reference Berlin and Carentan, Saint-Lô, and then so I can put in a few of the elements that are going to be in the bigger painting as well to help develop the landscape. So the Sherman Tankipede, we will get started on that. Yeah, so basically I'm just gonna rough in, and I've got my handy reference for my Sherman tank here. Always have good reference. And basically I know we kind of want the border down here. And then maybe we'll just draw a couple lines like that to dictate where we want the hedgerow. So, and as always, behind me making music, Sugar. So, yeah, maybe like a nice little log here. You know, indicate that there'll be, you know, maybe even a little wood post here, and we'll put, you know, one of those signs. And we'll have a few of that, and then maybe some more barbed wire or something wrapped around it. So we'll kind of frame up the tank itself. We definitely want to kind of maybe position him a little towards there so we can bring the arms out more. But more importantly, we want to make sure we have enough room for the turret that's going to come in here and into the head. So. And I got the image slideshow up and working, so if you want to know what this blank canvas might eventually look like, unless I get mad and light it on fire or throw it out a window. And as always, cheers. Oh, I just dripped beer on it. That is now worth twice as much. I'm going to have to double the price. It's got my DNA on it now. Alright, so what I'm going to do, and in fact, let's go, let's see, I'm just going to start slicing in some lines here to give the, actually we'll bring it down. Zoom in on that reference a little, yeah. Just start kind of fleshing out what's what goes where. Some of the little detailed. For all you tank aficionados, do realize I am making this into a creature. This will definitely not be 100% accurate as far as how these tanks look, but I will get it as close as possible. We'll bring that little guy out right there. Nagi-sama, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Just starting the Tankipede. Sherman tank centipede. You'll kind of pop him in there. You can kind of see a little bit of him right there. If I scoot it over, there we go. I'm doing well. I'm glad to have something to paint tonight. I feel bad that I ran a rerun last night. But, you know. Sometimes I just impress myself with how fast I paint. Okay, so bring it up. They kind of had this little thing in the back. And, yeah. And about right here is where the machine gun was connected. Squeezed! What's up, brother man? So let me show you the sketch. I know you tuned in because I told you I was doing the Centipede Sherman tank. So this is the basic rough of the tank itself. So basically just like these armored kind of, cutters. Kind of indicative of, just the fact that they had to cut through so many of these hedgerows in World War II that I wanted to give them some Ginsu knives. And then you had the bottom part of the turret, and then or more the body of the tank, and then the turret up here with the machine gun. So just working on that, and drop it in a sketch. We're going to do them kind of just side profile, bring in some signs, Carentan, St. Lo, Berlin, little barbed wire, little hedgerow up front to kind of frame them in, and then, you know, looks really good. Yeah, I'll sell it to you as is, man. It'll look better, too. Yeah, I'm stoked on how these are coming out. I'm super happy on how these little animalizations. And further down the road, it'll be, I think I'm going to do a mashup and basically take like these animal type vehicles and add a couple pinup girls, and then you have a whole new genre of pinup. I don't know what they would call it, but, you know. So as far as the turret, it had a little, it was curved here, of course, to make it be able to rotate and up and down. Bring that over, and then I had this little doohickey here. Maybe so a very large man could carry it. Okay, probably not. And then it went up. And just kind of bring that down and in. All right. And essentially, I do have a mouth coming in, but he will be eyeless, as most centipedes are blind. That is your useless trivia for the night. They cannot see. They do have optical cells that grow kind of in the same vicinity together. I forgot the technical term for them, but they the cells kind of form a weird little I can kind of see thing, and but they can only make out shapes. All right, so we will put the end of the turret there, and we'll go in with the ruler and make sure it's got a wee bit of an angle. Squeezed. We go into Bob's Java Jive or Java Hut for the anniversary karaoke. I think we need to make an appearance. It's July 27th, I believe, is their 63rd anniversary in Tacoma, Washington. It is interesting, yeah. I try and look up a little bit of trivia for you guys, you know. I like to educate while I paint. There we go. Make our new debut. For sure. That was a night. That was some insane karaoke. Especially when Chase got up there and didn't realize it was the 1-minute introduction to Marilyn Manson and kind of just looked confused and walked off the stage. So that was a beautiful thing. All right. So we got basically the top part. We will make sure we drop in one of our almighty stars. Let them know that Eric is coming. And then I'll clean up that star when I actually go to drop in the ink. Just like a whale, I'll basically just kind of kiss the edges with a little bit of ink, and then, but it'll mainly just be, you know, dry brushed. The white will just be dry brushed on in order to give it that kind of painted, and then hung out in the English Channel waiting to come ashore for a while, and the salt water kind of rubbed on it. Or depending how far into the war this little guy is. All right, Nagi-sama, bring enough ramen back for all of us, okay? You know the rules. All right, so, and then let us put a machine gun in. Life is funner with machine guns. Okay. And basically, we're gonna silhouette this machine gun heavily. You know, and so I mean, we'll do the basic locking it in. It's quite a square. And then it does have the little handles so you can hang on and whee while you shoot the shit out of people. Alright. So true. I figured you'd agree with that. Alright. And let's see. Oh shit, what do we got here? That's not sugar making music. I forgot that my phone rings on the computer. Excuse me one moment. Let me text these people and let me know not to call me. There we go. Just the little things that you remember because they interrupt your stream. Alright, so let's pop the rest of this silhouette in. Oh yeah, the ammo box. Let's see. This segment. Oh shit, okay. And alright. And then I'll take my ruler here. Just do a couple guidelines. There we go. Just to make sure we're not firing crooked. Whoops. Right. A little big right there. Okay. Alright, so we'll rough that in. A lot more detail will go in when I ink. But we'll at least get the gist. There we go. Okay. There's that pops up. Okay, cool. Drop that down a little bit. Smears, all that, doesn't matter. We're just roughing it in right now, and we will get all that taken care of. Basically, okay, so now that we have the top roughed in, what I'm going to do is figure out, I think I want to bring the spinal cord more down here. Give his bring his shoulder. So the idea is the body of the tank is actually almost like back armor to this thing. So when he's rolling around, crawling, this is, you know, about a third of his body is actually armored underneath by the tank itself. Drop that down a little more. Yeah. Touch on the reference photo here. It's good. There we go. All right, then we're going to so when I drew him in, I gave him this kind of a weird, almost multi-elbowed arm. So I'm actually going to bring his arm up a little from the sketch. Yeah. Just kind of give it more of a cooler, almost frame his tongue up as well and his teeth, and give it just a more dynamic pose for his his hands, his clampers. Spin here, and basically just like we did with kind of the skin on the mosquito. I like doing these lines that kind of cut in and kind of gives it that, almost that element of like raw muscle, but that it twisted as it grew, almost like a gnarled root of a tree. It's an excuse to do line work. Okay. And maybe with this one we'll even connect it a little. So just a rough, we'll touch, make those tough decisions when it comes time for inks. And I'm actually going to bring this down, almost like it's segmented. Maybe it's wings. And then we're going to just do kind of segments. I had more of like a vertebrae looking thing, but being at it as a insect, I don't want to humanize a skeleton too much. All right. Squeezed, thank for the follow. You fucking better. No karaoke for you. That was a fun time. So that was the Jet City Comic Con. If you guys are up, any of you are up in Washington, takes place in Tacoma around November. Had a booth there. Squeezed, and my buddy Chase and I went and tore it up. Went to this video game bar, Dorkies. Yeah, maybe, you know what? And then I think I'm gonna. I like that. These more had like kind of going out like that, but I think I like the more chiseled. That way you can kind of stab as well as cut. And we'll get the blades. Yeah, I like that look. It's almost a very praying mantis type look to it. And praying mantises are pretty fucking awesome. There we go. We'll do the other one up like that. Maybe we'll make them praying. Yeah, I haven't really excuse me, I just started putting out online that I was I'm streaming right in the middle of doing a bunch of big product design and trying to figure out, like I said, I kind of got ahead of myself last night and had to do a rerun, so I just want to make sure I've got all my new products that I'm manufacturing off and running, and then I'll be able to dedicate a lot more time to this. So, and I'll actually come up with a lot more graphics and posts on Instagram and Facebook just to remind people that I am streaming Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to whenever I feel like stopping. So, usually with a painting, depending on the complexity of it, I usually pencil it out. I'll ink it in, and then that'll be one night, and then I'll drop the color in over the next few nights. So we'll see where we get to tonight. Hey, Sugar, you think you could, you're working on music. I got to get the back of that pin card done.
What do you need?
The back of the hat pin thing designed.
I thought you already finished.
I did the fronts, and I was waiting for Z to get me the information for the back, but he's like, just do whatever. You don't have to put any website for him or anything on it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So basically, I have a bunch of new hat pins coming out, and tapestries and face shields, bandanas, dab mats, everything, smoking accessories. So now we're in the midst of, now that I've designed all the artwork for it, I have to come up with all the packaging for it. So I have to come up with all the backing for the hat pins and all this shit. But it'll be worth it in the end. I'm just trying to think if it's something old Sugar back here can handle. I mean, I was just going to put maybe a little bio about myself, and then website, social, and then call it a day. I mean, on the front, it's got my website, and it's got like the signature. So on the back, I could just have the logo and then superimposed over it, It's a business card, so 2 wide, 3.5 tall. So you guys can also get a little insight to the process of the manufacturing game. Yeah, so any local, if you know any local smoke shops, send them my way, or places that carry posters, or kind of dispensary type knick-knack shops or dispensaries. We're definitely big in the dispensary game now, so I mean, especially I live in a legal state. So. But we are wholesaling.
1/8-inch sleeve space?
Sure, yeah. Oh, there we go. I like that. We got the kind of the praying mantis, and I think I really want to maybe bring his tongue down like that, kind of loop it up. Yeah, okay, so we kind of got a rough in as far as where his gums are, and then you do know a few. Awesome. Yeah, we are up and running, ready to wholesale some products and get those into the stores. This artist is ready for some residual income. And if you're an aspiring artist and you're watching this feed, that's one thing we do like to talk about is advice for artists that are trying to make it. And one of the things that the big things I'm working on now is now that I create a painting, how do I make it work for me? As opposed to artists that just do originals and hope to sell an original after an original after, and that's a very tough way to make it in the art world if you're not doing any kind of licensing or manufacturing. And myself, I skipped the licensing part because licensing commissions are really garbagey. So I went straight to partnering with a manufacturer. You gonna put something on the hands? Blood? I'm not sure. It's, we're gonna see where we go with it as far as weathering it, or whether it's, maybe just some splatters of blood, or, but I like the idea of this thing that can just cut through the hedgerows, and because I know that was just such a huge issue when they first got over to France, and they were kind of like, oh shit, this is some gnarly bush. Ain't it always? All right, and then we'll put a few back molars here. Not really that his mouth has a point. It just is kind of there to look scary. But if he did have to chomp on something, well, he'd be able to take care of that. There we go. In fact, a little bit of the tongue will go up into that. It's like a, there we go. All right. In fact, let me throw some tunes on while he's working. Where is pile of tunes? Oh, please, please, please. As far as tracks, yeah, I didn't initially have any tracks on it because, what is this shit? Because of the Centipede. This was going to be the track, simulating the tracks. It was just going to be this is almost like the attachment that was on the front. Like they took it off, split it, and made it his hands or whatnot, to destroy the hedgerows as it went through it. So the tracks are just going to basically be the legs of the Centipede. So we then brought a little, there we go. And then basically we have these, almost like each individual centipede gets a hip bone. And then I added like a little opening right there. So there's also some repetitiveness to the bones that are above each one of the legs. And then, we just take like that, and then I'll rough it like this, there, again. And like I said, kind of just like side view stiff, very H.R. Giger kind of positioning on this. And yes, let me bring it down. There we go. Bring him in. Yeah. But a lot less dicks. As much as this looks like an H.R. Giger, I'm just not going to paint as many penises as he used to love to put into paintings. And then we'll just fade that down because we know the hedgerow is going to be right there. So, although he has very tubular legs, these could be construed as, this will be the phallic feet part of the painting. Sorry if you guys were excited about that. All right, so I was wondering if I should make them more wispy. Because the thing about centipede legs is that, and that's another thing about, cool thing about them is anatomically, their legs are really long. They're almost like twice as long or half as long as their body. Twice as long as their body. I think they meant like either collectively or whatnot. But it's they do that to make themselves look much bigger than they actually are. But I feel like I like those. I like the other ones better. It's a lot more tank-like, and it's just a lot more purposeful. Actually, looks like these things will dig in and allow them to run in the muck. But that's how we do it. It's the process. We gotta look at everything. And that there, that other hip bone come behind. We'll even silhouette that one back there. We'll bring that one back there. That one down there, a little bit open. There we go. So you have one on each side. Centipedes, yeah, they are creepy looking. And I always, just like when I was working out the caterpillar for the first dab mat, yeah, I looked up unique caterpillars, and then with this I looked up unique centipedes. Like, what are some of just the weirdest centipedes that are out there? And so for the caterpillar, there's one called the Christmas caterpillar, or Christmas bulb caterpillar, and I mean, it's just huge head, and its body has just got all these colorful lumps all over it, and it literally looks like a Christmas tree, like a strand of lights or bulbs on a tree. So it's it lives up to its name. You know, and then I did one Alice one where I did a dragon's head centipede, which is actually common in Kentucky, I believe. So some of them might. I don't know how venomous they are. And I don't know if it's a caterpillar or a centipede that they just found a few years ago in South America, where if you step on it, basically within 15 minutes you just bleed out. Like every orifice just starts bleeding and you're dead in like 20 minutes. And it was one of those shows I was watching where they were talking about the effects of us cutting down the rainforest and exposing species that we have never seen before. And that was one of them. So that was a lovely little gift. So, you know, you want your Brazilian rainforest wood. You are unleashing a nasty motherfucker on the world. But it was something where some girl was walking through the forest and stepped on it. Yeah, super crazy. But, you know, it's like anything. I can't imagine, like in the ocean or in the rainforest, just how much lives out there we don't know about yet. That'll be kind of his tummy right there. And I think the other paintings, I actually threatened to use some blacklight reactive paint, but I think the centipede might actually be one where I might actually overlay it with some clear blacklight reactive paint, and then when you hit it, parts of it glow blue. Just kind of give it that effect that, you know, some of the insects have. And, yeah, and then we'll start putting the other side on. Just kind of silhouette it in there. And I made him a little bit longer. His tummy is kind of twisted towards us, so. my notification? Oh, that's right. They don't ever show up on the... It's weird. All right. So we kind of have everything cued in except the background here. So he's kind of... Yeah, I like him. He's coming up. I like how his tongue just kind of dopily, almost like his jaw got blown off and just kind of hanging there. Let's bring a tooth over here. Make sure it's all tucked in, and I think we might want to put a little bit of a gap there. Always seems to help convey that this pink mass is going to be his whole tongue going up into his like spinal cord. Got the machine gun, got the turret, got the head, star, got the got his hands, a little bit of the muscular work. So now I think with this sign, we might go a little crazy with, let's drop this in. I know I did more of a straight up and down sign, but maybe we'll add like a twisting motion to the entire sign as well. Kind of mimic the, bring it out. Yeah. Kind of make it almost look like the structure of the centipede himself. Looks like his body. Almost as if Tim Burton drew the tree. A little thing. If you can't call it something within 20 seconds or 10 seconds, it's a thing. There we go. Okay. There we go. But what we want to do is put some signs in the bottom. Bring that one over here. I'm kind of looking at him, up at him maybe. Let's see. Here we go. Darken that up so it's not as bleached out by the camera. See it, But it's, maybe a couple pieces of wood nailed together, or just one wood with a big crack in it. A little knot that fell out there when I cut it. Bring that back just a little bit to get the sign. I'll put the nails in. This guy's got a couple of nails. This one's got 3 in the tree. Yeah, and we'll get a bunch of line work going on this tree. There we go. Put a big knot right there. Yeah, so this one can be put St. Lo here, and then Karen And I'll verify the spelling, but I'm pretty much, I think it's Carentan, Carentan. Or maybe the A and the E's reversed. I'll look it up. You're a wizard! Oh yeah, that's a wizard staff, man. You didn't know this is going to be the next painting that's going to be on the side of my 70s van. With the shag carpeting. I think I'll put another log going across the bottom here, but I'm going to split this log. And bring it across the bottom. And this log is going to be growing out from in between these two, so it's like a tree that's split. What did you do? Shut up. Oh, that's amazing. Have you heard?
Dietrich
Yes.
wakes up every morning and stares at a blank canvas, hoping to create something that inspires billions of people
Ooh.
to give him money, so he doesn't have to get a real job.
The end.
That's it.
That's the greatest poem ever. There we go.
And then it has your website at the bottom.
Okay. Social media, maybe?
Social media. Is social media on your website?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe put the logo in the middle?
Bam, right there.
Yeah, why not?
Alright.
Or frame it up or do something, I don't know. Or do you want to watermark it behind there? No? Yeah, just put it in the middle. That sounds good.
Oh, you mean put it like faded back?
Like, around the whole thing. I mean, either that or just in the middle there would look cool.
Alright.
I mean, it's the back of the card, so.
Yeah.
Alright. So we kind of have this tree growing almost like out of this tree. It's kind of sitting on top of it and all that. And then I'm going to go in with some like grass, lines and pull some shadows. I'll make it all black down here and then like I'll pull a bunch of like weeds and grass and some pozuelos. Put those right there. A little bit right there. We'll get, but just to frame up the tank and whatnot. This is literally just a log, so literally a log. All right. Yeah. So in fact, I can worry about those when I ink. Yeah. So there you go. It's got a nice, frame like that. And in fact, I can, what we can do is just do like a thin line of color right here, and then that'll even frame it up a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is just kind of eyeball it. And I want to make sure that when you outline stuff, all about layers. So as opposed to taking it out here, I'm actually going to bring it behind the turret and make sure that it hits behind both of the hands, even if it's just so slightly. So we'll just draw that up like that. We'll put it next to it. And we're just going to do a real thin little piece of coloring here. And then same with the top. And then what that'll also allow me to do is add a different color to the. Looks about right. And when I ink it, it's going to be freehand, so I'm not too concerned about how straight the lines are. It's going to have a little bit of a curvature to it. There we go. All right. can even give it a 45-degree angle because that's what professionals do when they trim a window. So there you go. So we have it framed 2/3 of the way, you know, with the foliage and whatnot, and then we have the centipede himself coming out, and then we have like just a little kind of picture frame to really frame it up. So I'll hold that up there so you guys can see it flat with the camera. And let's get rid of these lines. And after I ink, of course, all pencil lines go the way of the dodo. Just put a few more little doohickeys up here, cattails. There we go. What colors am I thinking? Well, Sherman tanks were green. I think a majority of them were. So I'm gonna, if I pull this picture up though, yeah, that's perfect. That'll do it. Save it and airdrop it to me, or email it to me, and then I'll email it to Z. In fact, you probably just email high res, right? So like, let's see what underneath this. So that green, I like that vibrant olive green. So that's kind of what we're doing color-wise. Greens and browns, very, you know, and then maybe just maybe I'll even throw in like a purples down into a sunset in the background to give it the, you know, the vibrance colors in the background and whatnot. Usually, yeah, just email the high-res file to me and I'll send it to Z. Production. I'm painting. He's working. It's all about production. And PBR. I think we're ready to ink. So. Ow, that hurt. So what we do, take our trusty liner brush. This is a 0 liner brush. See how thin that is. And, well, oh, where are we at? I believe, my ink go? Here's ink. Hopefully that's the ink. There we go. Hang on 1 second. Let me get the PBR lunchbox. Make sure I got my colors handy and ink is ready. All right.
All right, just email it to you.
Perfect. So I am going to bam, hat pin back PDF PBR. We're gonna mail. We're going to cancel that. Here's what we're going to do. Forward. There we go. Include attachments. Here's the pin back. And it is sent. And we are making some hat pins. A B-52 Bumblebee bomber. That would be kind of cool. That would be very cool. Yeah, I mean, once I animalized the first 3 vehicles, I was like, shit, like, now I got to go back through all these vehicles. With the, you know, what do I do with the bolter gunner and, you know, on a B, is that like his nutsack? Or, you know, like, how do I animalize all these planes and whatnot and tanks and what vehicles look more animal-like, you know, as opposed to... Planes are definitely, I haven't done a plane yet, so I did 2 machine guns, a whale, landing craft, and a tank. The planes will be fun, though, because you can make them dragonflies, you can do all sorts of craziness. And then we'll see about putting a whole, like, hand-cast resin toy line out, or something like that. Let's hop into this big, beautiful Holbein ink. Love this stuff. It is absolutely amazing. He's the best ink on earth. Alright. This is my third week streaming. Thank you to everyone. I got, what, all 45 of you that are following me right now. I'm 5 away from an affiliate. And, oh man, I got 4 awesome paintings done in the last 2 weeks. I'm super, super happy with the productivity I've been getting. It's really kind of kept me on a painting schedule. So, you know. Yeah, you know, and it's given me a way to kind of play with the whole World War II subject without just doing like dreary, you know, war paintings or just taking the subject matter into a whole new realm. It allows me to create my own characters, to really incorporate, like working with like the anatomy of the vehicle and mixing it with the anatomy of the creature itself. Like, how would this work if this thing was real? Where would the bullets come from? Where would the round, you know, where would the ammunition be stored? Or eventually we'll have to write up some stories about, like, you know, we'll do the, like Audubon did for birds. We'll do a whole book of this shit. And tell the whole, you know, all the stories. Oh, there we go. I'm going to make that a knot. And then, yeah, I mean, my girl Vera here on the big tapestry behind me, I mean, this might be her world I'm designing, you know. She's a time traveler. She hops all over the place, and but when I finally sit down and decide, you know, where is she going to fight these Michelobio space aliens or whatnot, it just may be something where this may be the environment. I may mix everything, you know. Because at this point, I've had a good 15 years of developing comic books and doing creature design and weird paintings, and I really want to mix it all. Like I don't want to do one book with this character and one book with this character. I want to take all my old characters, I want to take all these new characters, and I want to combine them all into one story, one environment. So I think it would make for a very, very weird movie or comic or TV series or maybe just a series, keep it a series of paintings, you know. That's where an artist needs to make that decision, you know. That movie and TV money might be nice, or seeing it come to life might be nice, but you get the wrong people involved and they could just fuck it up, which Hollywood generally does. I don't know if I was drinking craft beer the other night or something compelled my wife and I to put the new Transformer movie on. I talked about this on a couple weeks ago. Oh my God, what a horrible piece of shit. Worse than the other 5 pieces of shit that came before it. And then I hear they're making another piece of shit. So it's like, whoa. That'd be really cool if I say you should do a book. Yeah, I think, like, you know, even if it's just an art book, kind of bringing all these characters together into, you know, I mean, I really have been working hard to develop Vera into a staple character, and I haven't done a painting with her since last fall. So, and I mean, look at that beautiful red hair on that tapestry. I love painting women with like 30-foot hair, so I'm jonesing to get back to another Vera painting and get my hair paint on. So right now, just kind of, we're just doing the ink, outlines of the ink, and this is where I kind of make the final decisions as to where some of these lines go, but not the final, because that can always change too. Yeah, all these new paintings will definitely be in the art book I have coming out for fall tour, so we're going to put that together, and so it's going to have quite a collection of new paintings. I thought I was going to have to put a bunch, maybe the spring paintings in there. Nope. I've already done, this is my 5th full painting that'll be streamed and finished on Twitch alone, and as well as all the other paintings I have, and artwork for merchandise coming out. I have enough for another book. And, of course, as well, once I do these little tour guides, I will eventually collect all this artwork over the last year into one giant, just coffee table art book in order to get it all out. Just kind of touch that there and there, a couple little knots. Almost looks like kind of an elegant lady with a dress flowing onto this. It's almost as if the tree has its own little centipede feet that are kind of on this tree, I like little elements like that where, like, is it organic? Well, of course it's organic, but is it real? Is it alive? Or is it just a tree? Is it a combination? So, when's your birthday? When is your birthday? Was your birthday, was it when we went and did karaoke? Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, there'll be hardcover books out, and it'll probably be a couple years worth of paintings. Even what I did this time last year is still pretty fresh, so. But I haven't produced like this in quite a while. It's either been very large scale paintings, or I was working on a lot of conceptual stuff, or stuff for corporate clients that I can't put in the art book, or I just have to wait, I have some paintings for OCB rolling papers that are set to be released as trays, but as far as me putting them in an art book, they'll go out, and they'll be in the book, but years after they were actually completed. This new Paris piece I just finished last year for them, or a year before. See, I can't even remember. Is about to be released as a new rolling tray, and this thing it's gorgeous. I think it's one of the greatest paintings I've ever done. It's the theme is 1920s Paris, the Lost Generation, Hemingway, Fitzgerald. But it was one of them paintings that it didn't start out to be this immense, like, detailed, rich painting, but it just turned into that. I just kept working it, and I was like, okay, this is going to turn into something. But that company does nothing fast, so. And I guess it's not a bad thing. It's always nice to have kind of that, oh yeah, I painted that, and that's now coming out. That'll be a nice treat for the fans and for the shop, so. Moonwitch Dancing, how are you? Thanks for popping in. Doing well. Doing very well. Starting a new Shermantipede. Add to this crazy collection of vehicles that can fight a battle and also eat you alive. How's your night going? What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Are you streaming? 7:30, right? Did I get it? Did I remember it? I got to remember to hop on. I've actually caught quite a few people's streams that have been regulars and have been helping to raid and get the word out about my streams. So I've been trying to remember to pay back the love for the channel. There we go. Yes, 7:30. All right. Any of you guys going down to TwitchCon? I applied for a booth. I'm going to try and get down there and do some live art. And Sugar and I are actually talking about doing a panel about the business side of art and how we've integrated Twitch into the business. But they just hit me up today about doing, they got 200 applications in for Artist Alley. And they have this priority system where it's like, it's in October in San Jose, I want to say. But they have a priority system, like if you're a affiliate, a partner, there's a point system about this and that, and so I tried to hit them up about like, well, what about experience? Like I paint live in front of like 1 million people a year, like, and I'll live paint at the show, so. But then they sent me something today saying, oh, we want to showcase as many people as possible. We're going to prioritize people that want to share a booth, and I'm like, come on. Like, nothing against people, but I'm like, now I gotta, like, now I'm pushed even further back because maybe I want a booth to myself. I mean, I guess I wouldn't care, you know. But the problem is like, I gotta, you know, kind of find someone stylistically that would fit, or I'm sure there'll be a Discord feed on that. Who the hell wants to share a booth? So, or it might be time just to call Twitch and introduce them to who I am. But yeah, I'd love to get down there though and kind of see what everything's about. Help build the channel. All right, tomorrow at 7:30. Let's see. There we go. Start putting in the muscle structure for this centipede. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I tend to work pretty large when I live paint, so that's what I'm saying. Is if maybe I could just convince them, like, hey, I'll do a live painting demo, so I don't need to share with somebody. So, but at the same time, if it's going to get me in there, if I want to share with someone, I wouldn't mind sharing with someone that would collaborate. Maybe collaborate on a large live painting piece, but you know, they better be fucking good. I'm not gonna collaborate on some horse shit. Not to sound mean, but you know what I mean. Hairs. You definitely want to make sure I put on a good performance and put out the best quality art. Creation Nation. No, I haven't. What is Creation Nation? Is it a group? There we go. All right. Love it when the inks go in. Just really. Community that supports and promotes streamers. Oh, okay. Is it a separate site or is it a stream, or how do I? Am I just creativenationing.com in it, or Facebook, Instagram, all of the above? Yeah, any kind of collective that helps promote creative streamers, I am down. Because I'm definitely going to put a lot of time into this and make sure this channel grows. And I really like the platform. I've mentioned it before in the last couple of weeks, but this is true social media. You're chatting, I'm answering you back, we're interacting. I'm showing you guys the process of my art. In turn, when I'm not streaming, I'm on your channels watching your process. I mean, this is what it's about. This is progress. This is yeah, I do have Discord. I think I have 2 Discords now because I accepted an invite and it wouldn't let me log in to blah blah blah. So but I have a Discord for my World of Tanks Blitz, and I know I follow a lot of the streamers that I follow on that Discord. Okay, cool. Let me click on that link, see if my thing explodes. At least accept the invite. Join Creation Nation. All right, I am there. Perfect. Oh, whoops. Where'd Safari go? There we go. Okay, cool. I accepted the invite. Thank you. Yeah, I'll spend some time on it, maybe later on tonight after the stream, reading through some of the posts. You just know all about everything, all the cool places to go. You're like a Frommer's guide for streaming. And online streaming creative content and communities. You should actually start a consulting business. For those who need help navigating the streaming platforms, creative Discord groups, and moderation. 4 years now, wow. Cool, man. Yeah, thanks for hopping in. And I'll be on tomorrow, dropping in the color. So yeah, and maybe I'll pop on like another hour earlier tomorrow. I get a few people that want to watch, but they're like, it's my bedtime. And July 27th, Market Squeezed, 63rd anniversary of Bob's Java. We're going to do some karaoke. Oh, this ink. It's like sludge. There we go. Yeah, I just got a message from Creative Nation. Sven Hossel. Yeah, that accepted the invite under my World of Tanks moniker name. It's alright, I'll go on there and let them know that I do stream and all that. Nice. Get my song list ready. There we go. Ink in that shadow. That is sugar, not an alien attack or new ringtones.
I mean, it could be an alien.
Could be, I wouldn't even know. Half the earth could be obliterated and I'd be like, no, I thought it was sugar making music. Alright, this little silhouette in here. I think for these I might, even though they are silhouetted, I think I'm going to do kind of the, almost like the gray of the explosion on the whale painting. Just so it's not like a completely solid black and has a little bit more form to it. You know what? The Discord name I use is Sven Hassel. He was a famous German prisoner of war or soldier. SVEN. In fact, I just got the notification. Yeah, I don't know if capitalization matters. Capital SVEN and then HASSEL. Sven Hassel. I think I do have a Sean Dietrich Discord, but that's the one the app's hooked up to, and most of the people I follow are on that. So. Let's see. In fact, I may set up a different Discord for when I get the Discord room set up for this this stream. Because I don't be nerding out on my game much anymore. I mean, I play it occasionally, but I haven't been involved in any tournaments lately. Honestly, I think I scare the people in my clan anyway, so. These are all 14 years old, and I get on there and start screaming, and they're like, do we have to invite this guy? They know you're a streamer, and you're, oh, cool. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'll do that after I hop off tonight. There we go. Inky, ink. Alright. There we go. Starting to pop. I did get all the new artwork photographs, so by tomorrow I should be able to add the final version of the whale landing craft and the MG-42 Mosquito to the image slideshow. So, and I figure give me about 6-8 weeks of this, and I'll just make the image slideshow only work that I've done on here, unless I tend to, unless I pull off something pretty outstanding while I'm not on here. But I'm trying to stream everything that I'm working on currently. And over the next few days, I need to learn, stop procrastinating on how to stream the big 4x6 painting and get that thing up and running. So we're just gonna little outlines of the willows. I don't care. Definitely. Thank you. No, that's all good. That is all good. I thank you for that. Yeah, tell them to hop on over right now and let's get those last 5 followers so I can be an affiliate. And I'll put a few lines here just to boom. So once I do all the pencil erasing, I still know we're gonna put some grass in there. So some grass, man. Got to get the grass. Same here, just a couple lines. Mainly, these will all be done up in black anyway at the end, but just so I visually in my head, my peripheral, know that there's just going to be some weeds popping out in between the crack and all that good stuff. So, but the willows we do at least put the tops in. That and that. It's funny though how I talked about hopping on like an hour earlier, but I got to tell you the late night crowd has been pretty exceptional. I've been getting a lot of like heavy viewing at like 2-3 a.m. You creepy artists, you up late trolling the internet. I won't put 1 there because I don't like odd numbers or even numbers, and I don't like symmetry. There we go. Nah, I guess absolutely not. I appreciate the help, of course. It makes my job easier. You know, I can't even describe how busy I am. That's why he's here. He used to live in San Diego, but Sugar moved up here and lives in a motorhome out front while we build his guest room. So it just got to the point where, yes, help is necessary, and just makes the process go smoother, brings in more money, allows me to create more. So ain't too proud to ask for help. Or if people just jump in and help, you know. Within reason. If you show up at my house unannounced and start washing my cars and watering the plants, then that might be a little weird. I just got the Creation Nation message. Sven Hassel's trying to get affiliate. He needs 5 more follows. Go. That's awesome. See, they're already working. I love it. I will definitely get on there and Moonwitch begged me. That's awesome. And I will reciprocate. I'll go on there and start watching everybody's streams and whatnot. I mean, it's actually kind of cool, like, some of the artists, like, I mean, there was always certain times over the last few months that I've been on, so, but actually, you know, through being there, and connecting, or through being here and connecting with people, it's actually, I've been able to see a lot more artists than just what is offered when I browse, so kind of cool. So we put in the spinal cord, we'll drop the tongue in, and then thank you for the follow. Oh, here they come. Mebs or Meebs RX7, Chelsea 095. Awesome. Thank you guys. Com Potato, I did a message. Thank you. Sorry to follow on, but yes. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, Moonwitch has been amazing at helping me navigate this streaming process. This is my 3rd week streaming. I've been doing art for a long time, but I just finally hopped on and started doing the streaming thing, and I really dig it. So I appreciate all the help, and yeah, when I hop off, I'm logged into the wrong account. Nice. Thanks RX7. I appreciate it. Good night. Yeah, when I'm done, I'll hop on the Creative Nation and I will pay back the love. Thank you to all your accounts, wrong ones, right ones, ones that hide you from the government. Okay, cool. Got your Whisper Moonwitch, yeah. Yeah, I'm putting that together now. That is in the works. So, all right, let's draw a big delicious tongue here. Woo! Yeah, and for those just joining, my Instagram and SeanDietrichArt.com is my website. I am a traditional painter. This is all done by hand with brushes and ink, and I started out in comics, did a little work for PlayStation. We got a mural up at the Facebook corporate headquarters. I do OCB rolling papers, rolling trays, and poster campaigns. And then I tour around with all the big rock shows that Danny Wimmer puts on and do live art and sell. So if you go to Rock on the Range, Carolina Rebellion, Louder Than Life, Bourbon and Beyond, Aftershock, or Welcome to Rockville, you may see me there. Awesome. Thank you so much for all the follows. You guys are amazing. And yeah, I'll hop on that Creative Nation and check everyone out. And I'm on typically 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. I'll stream anywhere from 3 hours on up to whenever, 5, 6 hours. I try and get to bed by 3. That does not happen. All right, we'll be dropping some color in soon. I keep all my colors in my trusty PBR lunchbox. I highly recommend getting one of these. They rock. Oop, let me pop the... Computer's freaking out here. There we go. Thanks, Tom Potato. I see you slipping out there. All right. And some of the lettering, that's going to be taken care of after I ink this in. So even though it's there now, just to kind of show that there'll be a sign for Karen Tan and St. Lo, which are two of the big battles that the 115th was involved in. And also for everybody just joining now, the piece that I'm working on, I'm basically doing animalizations of World War II vehicles. And these smaller paintings are the conceptual studies for a 6-foot by 4-foot painting I'll be streaming in the next few weeks. It's a commission to commemorate my friend's grandfather and who stormed Normandy back in World War II and fought at the Battle of St. Lo and saw all manner of nastiness over there. But he wanted to pay tribute, and I thought that was pretty cool. And, in the sense that, yeah, I could do just kind of a Saving Private Ryan type painting and have soldiers and American flags everywhere and all that good shit. But, I really, he's a history buff just like I am, so I really wanted to get into like the nitty gritty of telling the story of what went on and some of the battles. And then I was like, I really don't want to do this just traditional, just tanks and soldiers and all that. I was like, so I came up with the idea of just going completely Salvador Dali and surrealist and just doing these creatures that represent all the vehicles. And eventually, maybe we'll turn this into a book. Maybe we'll bring Vera here. That's my spokeswoman back on the wall there. Dianthus, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. 49 followers. One more. Big 5-0. And yeah, once I'm an affiliate and I get all this up and running and all that, I will start to do some giveaways. I have a whole line of merch out. I do everything from those big tapestries to dab mats and smoke shop accessories. I have prints, signed, numbered. I have figures. I have a guy in LA who does all my hand cast resin toys and figurines for me. So I am working on a lot of cool stuff as far as follower appreciation for when I actually get time to do that. So, which is usually on the weekends. There we go. Boom. Got to run. Just hey, no worries. Thank you so much for popping on and helping me get to the big 5-0. I'd rather do it here than in real life as an age. So, thank you guys. But yeah, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to whenever. I will be streaming. And I go on tour mid-August, late August until October, so I'll definitely have to figure something out for streaming on the go too, and getting you guys to be a part of the big rock tour. Let's see, so we're almost done inking here, and then I'll go ahead and do all the erasing. We'll start dropping in some background colors. Maybe talk through a color scheme, which I did with a buddy of mine that was on earlier. So we get the turret. Boom. And I'm gonna turn this sideways a minute. It'll be easier to do get the machine gun. There we go. Just dab the ink a little bit. And we will just kind of kiss those lines right there. All right. So to check a text real quick, my manufacturer's sending off a bunch of my new artwork to get produced, and the factory needs all the packaging design, so I had to send that off real quick. But we are off and rolling on that. Skarzar, woo! Welcome. He's awake. Hey, bud. Hope you're having a good night. Thank you. Yeah, dude. I'm stoked. I kind of was just goofing around last night, and I was trying to come up with all these different positions and how am I gonna do it. And I'm like, you know what? I really just kind of like the H.R. Giger, like almost like just side view, kind of spooky, you know. And then framed in with the Carentan and St. Lo sign and the logs, almost like an old hedgerow, or just kind of, you know, just some indicative of maybe the marshlands and the swamplands that they had to, you know. I should be in bed, but I had to check your new character. I know, I keep you up way too late. Yeah. So maybe I'll pick a couple nights during the week where I'll come on at, you know, maybe 7 or 8, just so everybody can get a chance. Or maybe a weekend stream. Like I said, I have so much going on. I got a big family reunion coming up, so I have a lot of work I'm doing on the house right now as well, but I always post progress on my Instagram at Sean Dietrich, and I archive these videos. So I played that rerun for you, Skarzar, last night, so you could see that see the MG42 Mosquito finished. And I'll add those two tomorrow, I was saying. I don't know if you heard, to the image slideshow. But my Instagram right now has both of them up. You can see the whale behind me up here on the photo box. with a cool little LED box that I use to photograph all my products. But also makes a great place to hang art. Yeah, I actually got a couple people following out of the off the rerun. Oh, and I just hit 50 followers. Amazing. Thank you guys so much. 50-50, the big 5-0. I'm a grandpa now. 50. Now the age, if I was that age, matches the shitty beer I drink. But cool, I'm at 50. Cheers. Thank you guys. This PBR is for you. I do believe I'm an affiliate now. I've got all the other requirements checked off, so. Yeah, I'll see about spending some time this weekend. I'm going to work on my first giveaway and all that good stuff, so, you know. Cool, man. I will. Yeah, and I'll make sure I'll do some cool stuff since I do have a lot of products and prints, and also, you know, I'll make sure that the giveaways are really cool. And man, I got books, I got tapestries, face shields, bandanas, dab mats, all sorts of cool stuff. And there we go. The inks are complete for the basics. And I'm going to go ahead and erase in a minute, but I think just take a look at it for a minute. So yeah, basically, let me level it with the camera. So we got the big log down here, and then I kind of split it, and then, oh, whoop, one more little ink mark. Even if I'm driving. Nice. Yeah, I don't know if they let me do it now while I'm online, or I think I have to set it up afterwards. But, and it may take a minute, you know, for them to. All right, so that log is split, and then the other log is kind of growing out of it, or was shoved in there, or whatnot. And you got the willows growing behind it. You also have this log framing up the bottom, and then you have kind of this. Maybe it's got a little kind of these, you know, centipede talons on the end here, and it kind of goes up and grows into this branch. So trying to mix the biology of everything. Carentan and St. Lo, if you don't know what those are, look them up. They're two of the biggest battles when we were trying to get a foothold into France. And then I did just kind of a little picture frame to connect it. So that way I'm able to go and do like maybe a nice light color out here, go in with some purples and oranges in the middle. The Sherman tank is green, so a lot of this is going to be green. And then but I think it's going to be, you know, we'll bring in some lime green on the end here and some other yellows. So it goes through an approval process, which means it could be instant or take days. Yeah, for sure. You know, I mean, that's fine. As long as I hit 50, I'm happy. I do have a notification. That might be it. But for some reason on my iPad, when I hit notifications, it doesn't, it's just a blank screen. I fucking hate technology, man. Like, it's like, why doesn't it work? I just need it to work. I work my ass off. I'd love my tech to do the same thing. There we go. That's why I'm not worried about automation or machines or any of that crap, because I'm like, you know what? Even if it happens, it's like in Cali with weed. Like right now, there's a huge race to the bottom. But there's always going to be that boutique. There's always going to be the people that want the fine organic, the strains that you can't get. And there's always going to be, you know, just that human innovation that's gonna touch something that, you know, a machine can't do. I wouldn't mind a machine erasing all this shit though. I'm not a fan of this. All right. So let's get this all. To what I like to call the coloring book phase. This is just going to look like a page out of a coloring book, and then Old Shawnee D can relive his youth. One of these days, I'm just going to pull out a box of crowns. Or crayons. Another one of my words that I do wrong, mispronounce. Can we recycle eraser shit? There we go. Oh, that's fucking garbage. Alright. So this is the point. Yeah. Painting number 5. Say hi, sugar. Say right here in the camera.
Sugar.